idiots on a podcast. Like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Runza sucks.
We don't know if any of that's true, but Bill. Oh, Jordan, don't give me this technically crap. Come on.
Got personal this week.
Lots of stuff happened.
Chad Berger, Brian Dawson of USD.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You guys do it in a really professional manner, and it's awesome.
Good evening, Coyote fans. Welcome into Season 2, Episode 14 of the Howling Podcast, where, thanks to Mark, runs and knows who we are. We continue defying gravity, and no good deed goes unpunished. The wicked, awesome Chad Berger, Mark Wen, and yours truly are all here, ready to go. New friend of the show and USD women's basketball student athlete Angie Robles joins us. We will recap the week that was in Coyote athletics and look ahead to the upcoming events during the Thanksgiving holiday week. As always, we'll close out the show, Eye Chart of the Week, and our Dairy Queen Player of the Week. Some business first. Quick disclaimer. The opinions on this show are ours and do not represent USD or USD athletics. Social media, for those joining on X, thank you very much. If not, you can find us at HowWithUs3. Yours truly at JD605. Mark at WDiamond605, and Chad Berger at Chad Berger, BIRGER at Chad Berger. For those joining on Facebook, thank you very much. For those that aren't, just search the Howling Podcast. Please like and follow if you're joining us there, or on YouTube. Leave a comment or a question for Angie or us fellas. We will be sure to put them up on the screen throughout the episode. YouTube at the Howling Podcast. Smash that subscribe button. As always, tonight's show is brought to you by our good friends at 19 Brewing Company in Vermilion. So before we get going, a quick word from Katie at 19 Brewing Company.
Looking for a place where good beer meets better company? Welcome to 19 Brewing Company, Vermilion's first craft brewery and home to Coyote Legacy Blonde Ale. Brought to you by 2 USD alumni, Coyote Legacy isn't just any beer. It's a chance to give back to student scholarships while enjoying a refreshing blonde ale. With 12 rotating taps, a flavor-it-yourself seltzer, and homemade root beer, we have something for every Coyote fan. 19 Brewing Company. Good beer, better company.
With that, I will welcome in Chad and Mark. Fellas, good to see you.
What a week, guys. It's great to be back.
Chad, did you have a good birthday week?
I'm not going to lie. It was phenomenal. I did go down to 19 Brewing the other day, and I did those cheeseburger egg rolls. Oh my gosh, those are amazing. So if you haven't tried those yet, you got to get down there. They go with whatever's on tap. I mean, phenomenal. Get down there during the week, try those out. Spectacular.
Yep. Endorse. Yep. 100%.
All right. You guys ready?
Let's rock and roll.
Should we do some last week's results?
Let's do it.
All right, Mark.
Football. You might have heard this afternoon, selection show took place. A very long show, in my humble opinion. We'll play Drake Saturday in the Dome at noon. Tickets are available if you're a season ticket holder or a Yote Fund member. I think those tickets are available to you right now. Wednesday, it'll be available to those of you who have been slacking all year. So be sure to get those. We'll be there. Volleyball on Tuesday swept North Dakota State 3-0. Women's basketball, as we'll get into here with Angie real quick, absolutely dominated Valpo. 85-44 win on, was that Tuesday? I forget what day that was. It was this week.
No.
That was Friday, Mark.
Friday. Okay. Yeah.
Tuesday. This is volleyball.
It was a long week. Long week. Men's basketball.
Prevagen future sponsor of the show.
Yeah. I turned it a week. Men's basketball went to Missouri, lost a tough one out there, and then this afternoon in a very tight, exciting match, 82-81 win. Swim and dive was at St. Thomas, Twin Cities, and men and women, near as I could tell, dominated that meet. Finished first, men and women alike. So that was the week it was.
What a week. That was fantastic. Well, you mentioned women's basketball. new friend of the show tonight. We're gonna go ahead and bring her in. Before we did that, we did have a picture that we took with Angie here. This was at last year at the Summit League tournament. We knew Angie was gonna transfer and be a Yote, so we took a picture with her there. But we'll go ahead and bring into the show a new friend of the show, Angie Robles. Angie, welcome.
Welcome in, Angie.
Haters will say that's Photoshop.
How's it going?
Good. So Angie, you grew up in San Diego, the other SD, right? San Diego. And kind of how did you develop into such a great basketball player?
Yeah, so I started with soccer. I think my parents found out early on that I had a lot of energy and they wanted me to get it out in some way. So I started with soccer, didn't really love that too much, then softball, and then my dad, he actually played pro ball overseas, was like, why not just put her in basketball? So ever since probably I was 6 or 7, I've been playing basketball and I've loved it ever since, and I've had the amazing support from my family and coaches and all that. So that's how it started.
When did you decide, Angie, that you wanted to play basketball at the college level?
I think it was always talked about from an early age, probably since like 4th or 5th grade. I knew I wanted to go to college, and I knew that was the next level or the highest level I could probably do. I mean, besides WNBA professional, but that's what I was looking towards. So I'd say 4th, 5th grade.
So you end up at Denver. You were there for a number of years. What made you decide to look elsewhere, and what made you decide maybe Vermillion, South Dakota was the spot for you?
Yeah. So I was at Denver for 3 years. I got recruited by them. It was fun for a minute, but then I felt like if I wanted to reach my goals as an athlete and develop more as a person and as a player, I thought it was best for me to move on. And I knew that I wanted to play somewhere where one, I could grow in my faith, but also I wanted a program where I felt like the coaches knew how to use me in the right way, and coaches who believed in me and saw the potential that I had. And I also wanted to be comfortable, not just be comfortable, but just know that I'm gonna excel in my final year. I didn't want something entirely new, and I knew that the best basketball in the Summit League is played in South Dakota. So when Coach Devin reached out, I was like, okay, let's see where this goes, and talked to Coach Carey. Her vision was phenomenal. I got to know about all the people coming in, and just fell in love with Berlin when I came to the town, and it was just great. So
quick follow up to that, probably a very unique recruiting when someone calls you and says, hey, come to Vermillion and here's our team and it's 2 people. It's can you talk about what that was like? Did you have any idea who else was coming or anything like that?
I honestly had no idea Coral and Liv were the only ones left on the team until I went into the locker room and toured the facilities. So I was kind of like surprised a little bit, but they've been, I mean, Coach Carey and Coach Devin have been like super honest since day one about it. So I think they were really intentional with telling me like all the transfers they were bringing in, and they told me about Jenna Hop, and I was like, okay, we mean business. So it was good.
Angie, what do you love most about Vermillion and USD so far since you've arrived?
How charming the town is. You go downtown. I've grown up in a big city all my life, but downtown Vermillion is truly one of a kind, and it's something you only see in like, I don't know, like fairy tales or like Wild West movies. I think it's so authentic and unique, and that just adds to the community that we have here. I think Friday night's crowd is the largest crowd I've played in for a home game, like in my entire career. So I just really like the support that we have here and how much the community in town believes in us.
Oh, we can do better on Friday night. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Angie, these guys kind of mentioned earlier how there's so many newcomers here with the Yotes this season, and it seems like you all have just come together so quickly. What does it take for a team to gel together so quickly in the season? Especially with so many brand new players.
Honestly, the summer helped a lot. Those 6 weeks we were here, we spent a lot of time together, getting to know each other, tanning at the pool and at the quarters, going on doing team bonding activities. I think we did goat yoga a month ago, but we're all bought in to the main goal, which is to win the Summit League tournament. So we're all bought in. We all know what our roles are, and we're gritty. We want it for each other. We want it as a team. We want it for the coaches. We want it for ourselves. So I think that's what makes us how successful we are.
I don't know who's up next. Jordan, are you up next? We're out of order this week.
Sure. Yeah, we'll just keep going here. I a question later on about the goat yoga, but for right now, Angie, what part of what style do you really enjoy from Coach Amy? Like, what kind of drew you to her style? Because you're obviously talking with her. She's going to tell you, and Coach Devin too is going to talk to you like, hey, here's how we're going to play on the offensive side of things, on the defensive side of things. What do you like most about the way that they coach in the style of play they have?
I would say the most attractive thing for me was how transparent and honest she was about not only the season she had last year, but what she was trying to build. And that transparency has been there since day one, and is still here to this day. As for what she wants out of me, the point guard, or someone who isn't getting a lot of minutes, like, she's very clear and transparent and honest with what our roles are. And also she's getting after us. Like, we're not satisfied, and that stems from her and the coaching staff and how much they believe in us and how much there's a lot of room to grow. Yes, we're 6-0, but they've said it before, we're really close to being like 4-2 or whatever. But I think she's hungry, and she's never satisfied, and she sees a lot out of us, and she knows that there's so much more to come. We're not at where we want to be yet, but we'll get there, and she believes in us.
I love that. You're the hunters. Yep. I love that.
Angie, I want to follow up on kind of you talked about the togetherness your team has so far. On the radio at the Kansas State game, when you fouled out on a crappy call, in my opinion, that's beside the point. Radio mentioned that you looked at Alyssa, who came in for you, and you looked at her and said, finish it. Can you talk about how,
Yeah.
I mean, she's a freshman, comes in and takes your spot there and finishes it.
Alyssa Bartlett is phenomenal. She has so much poise as a freshman, and so much emotional maturity that I kind of wish I had as a freshman. But she is so willing to learn and push herself and to get better. And she's totally embraced her role in this team, and I have 100% full confidence in her that when I do get in those positions, she is the best one to come and take control and lead the team. Even as a freshman, that's how much I trust her. That's how much our team trusts her. That's how much Coach Carey trusts her. So I was not worried at all, and that's kind of why I was a bit more aggressive when I went back in with 4 fouls. So I'm like, okay, well, Bart, we call her Bart. She's taken us this far. While I was out in foul trouble, I have complete confidence in her. I'm just gonna play my hardest. If I foul out, I foul out. I have complete trust and faith in her. She's amazing. I think we make each other better in practice. So she's great.
So let's ask about the finishes so far. The Kansas State buzzer beater, Patience hit that one. That was her only bucket of the game. And then to come back just a few days later and, at Idaho State, and, you're down by 2 late. There was kind of some interesting situations there at the end. And you just, came down the court, or you had the ball at the top of the key and just launched it. I mean, no fear, and hit the shot. Tell us a little bit about the capability of hitting those last second buzzer beaters for the team.
All glory to God. All glory to God, honestly. I think my confidence stems through the trust that my teammates have in me. I don't think that was a pretty lousy half for me, I think, in the first half. But my teammates kept encouraging me. They told me they believed in me. They, never did I once think that I wasn't going to be trusted I was in that position. So Coach Carey at halftime told me the adjustments I needed to make, and I applied them. And then they just my teammates put me in positions where I was able to make those last second shots. So it was God and trust and perfect combination of everything.
Well, it sure has been fun to watch. But then, come out this past week and Valparaiso comes to town, and I mean, you guys just showed toughness and just defensive tenacity and rebounding and, hustle and all that stuff that Yote fans really want to see. How awesome is it to be a part of, a program that is that tough and has that ability?
It's definitely a new experience for me. I mean, you guys knew where I was at before, but I think it helps having coaches who instill that hunger in us. Coach Fess was talking to us all practice about how we're not hungry. We are hungry and we need to be fed. And Valpo is just another prey that we have to salivate on, and we have to hunt and we have to protect our house. I think Coach Carey kept saying that we needed to be guard dogs. And yeah, I just think we're a very competitive, gritty, and hungry team, and that comes with preparation and just the want to be better for each other and to reach our full potential.
Kind of a lighter one here, Angie. Patience's shot, your shot, had me thinking, who on the team is winning in a game of horse? Who's got the craziest shots that they just make? Like, who's winning on the team?
Molly Joyce, 100%. You guys have seen a little bit of it in games, but in practice, the stuff she whips up is absolutely insane. Her layup package is crazy. Her mid-range is smooth. She can do it all.
I kind of want to follow up on the two last second shots. Patience wasn't shy about saying post game that play was not designed for her. Was the Utah Tech? Was it Utah Tech?
Idaho State.
Idaho State. I'm sorry. Was that designed for you?
No, that was not designed for me. It was supposed to be a lob over the top for Jenna Hop, but they had like 6'3" guarding Molly Joyce on the inbound. So I'm like, man, I don't know how this is going to work out. So if I don't see something I like, I'm just going to go and try to make something happen.
And you did.
Yeah.
And Molly was gracious enough to pass me the ball, and it worked out.
Oh man, that was a lot of fun. So obviously, some big games down. This is the first time in the D1 era that the Yotes have started 6-0. But eventually you're going to come up to a point where maybe you might drop a game. I don't know, maybe. But you've got some games coming up here over the holidays. Tuesday night you're at home, but then you've got at Wyoming next week. That's always a tough place to play. Have you ever played at Wyoming before, the Arena Auditorium out there?
Yeah, my freshman year. It was tough.
And then, you've got quite a tough schedule, and that's before you even get into conference season. You've been a part of the conference. What places, are always tough to play at, and where do you enjoy playing in the Summit League?
Well, in the past, it's always been hard playing in South Dakota. South Dakota and Oslo State. Those have been the toughest because get mollywopped, and the crowds would be insane, and we wouldn't have anyone. But I always loved playing at Oral Roberts. I think the Mabee Center is just such an iconic and historic place to play in, just because the amount of people perform there. Really like their facilities. And I'm excited to play at St. Thomas this year with their new arena and stuff like that. And then not a big fan of North Dakotas either.
I have a question about Omaha's arena. I heard it's freaking cold in Baxter. Is that true? It is.
Yes, because we're playing on top of like ice. So they cover it up with boards, but no, it's straight ice. It's freezing in there. So
another reason to dislike Omaha.
Right.
We'll add it to the list.
Yeah. Add it to the list, Mark. Here we
go. Angie, I guess I will ask you about are you looking forward to the matchup versus Denver? That circled on your calendar at all?
All right. So, the right answer here. It's any other game. Prep is the same. You have to stay poised. Stick to the game, scout, and execute, and eventually get the conference win. Am I excited? I think I'm ready. I have a lot. I feel like I'm a different player, and from when I was then, and I think it's just going to be good to see some old friends there. But at the end of the day, we got to be road dogs. We got to take care of business. Don't care who you are. We're going to come. We're going to come to your trap. We're going to take over your trap. So it's going to be a fun one.
I love that.
Well, and we don't have to go to Denver until February 5th. So you got plenty of time. Yeah, you got a lot of conference season there,
Yeah. No, my teammates have my back. They know what it is with them. So if anything, I can rely on them.
We don't have to get into the we know you guys have each other's backs. We won't get into the end of the Idaho State game, but it looked like y'all had each other's backs.
No comment.
Yep. I don't want you to have a comment on that. Hey, Angie, last one for me, just because I'm always curious. What do you listen to before each game for music? What are you listening to?
A lot of Drake, but Patience and I really go crazy to First Day Out. And that's it.
First day out or first A out? What is it? First day out?
Day out.
I'm gonna look. Okay.
To Google that.
Not in my playlist.
Not on the podcast.
Yeah.
I recommend not. It gets us hype and brings that dog out. Brings that yote out.
T Grizzly?
Yes.
Okay, that's just the first thing that came up. I'm just gonna look up First Day Out. Okay. Got him.
It brings the dog out.
We'll have to add that to the playlist for the podcast here. Angie, at the end of games, sometimes Jordan brings his kids, Mark brings his kids. We go down and we get autographs. I mean, do players enjoy signing autographs for kids at the end of games, or
Absolutely.
Okay.
Come on. It's probably the best thing. It's who we do it for. Like that used to be me. That used to be me at my hometown college game asking for autographs. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Now to be like the player that I've always looked up to and wanted an autograph from it's awesome. And I'm gonna do that until I can't do it anymore. It's the greatest thing.
All right.
Good to know. We'll be more aggressive with the autographs because Chad is just the absolute best. Because I'm always like, I feel like I don't belong on the court after autographs. No,
the players love it, Jordan. The players love it. I've never had a player that said, I don't know that kid. I don't know about that kid. Of course they want to sign autographs for those kids. So absolutely.
Angie, before you leave though, final comment from me. I'm looking at the lyrics of First Day Out. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Let's go.
I have my adrenaline going. I kind of want to just go up to the gym and shoot right now. This is all right. That's awesome. Mark and Chad, I'll text it to you.
Yeah. I'll Google it up. We'll figure it out. Yep.
Well, you got it.
Well, Angie, thanks so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. We're looking forward to everything that's coming up for the Yotes this season. We're very excited about the start of the season, but just so optimistic about everything else, and looking forward to seeing you at plenty of games this season, and cheering on the Yotes.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been awesome.
Thanks, Angie.
All right, Yotes. Thanks, Angie.
There we go. Well, guys, yep,
Another one.
one.
Seriously, this song. I mean, I don't even know how the melody goes, but
well, hey, let's not break any like copyright violations or anything.
So I don't think you want me saying about half of the words on the screen either.
Probably not.
What a floor general. I mean,
she's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah. And you see it on the court. And if you're listening and haven't seen a women's basketball game, did you tweet out, Mark? It's not too late to hop on the train, women's basketball train here.
You got to do it quick, otherwise they're going to call you a bandwagon fan, which is acceptable as well, I guess, at this point. But I mean, I wouldn't want to be called that. So get on board now. They're rolling.
No, great job, Angie. Thanks for coming on too. Friend of the show now.
Yep, always be known as a friend of the show. Plenty of opportunities coming up to see the Yotes in action before the conference season. We'll mention some of those later on. But before we do that, talk about Dairy Queen, Jordan.
Yeah, so really, once again, thanks to our new Player of the Week sponsor, Dairy Queen of Vermilion, Hartford, and Del Rapids. Their new holiday treat menu featuring the holiday nog shake. Still think it should be called the holiday nog shake. Frosted sugar cookie blizzard and the new peppermint bark blizzard. I did get to try the frosted sugar cookie blizzard. It's fantastic. Highly recommend. Maybe don't have a large right after dinner like I did. That was an unwise decision in the size choice there. But new holiday treat menu from Dairy Queen. So really thankful for Dairy Queen, Vermilion, Hartford, Del Rapids for joining us as a sponsor this year.
If people want Dairy Queen, what can they do?
They can go to Dairy Queen and get some Dairy Queen. But if they want some free DQ gift cards, okay, we're coming up at the end here. If you guys are watching online tonight, Sunday, November 23rd, Northwestern Mutual is matching dollar for dollar donations to Alex's lemonade stand. It goes to the general fund, doesn't necessarily go to Aiden. However, you can donate to Aiden. Northwestern Mutual's match will just go to the general donation fund. But if you're watching and you want a free Dairy Queen gift card, just make a free will donation. Could be 5, 10, 20, whatever dollars to Aiden's cause there through Alex's lemonade stand. Put your name on there under the donor nickname, put your X handle, Twitter handle, and then just in the donation note, type in Dairy Queen or the Howling Podcast. We'll see that, and then we'll do our best to get you guys a gift card, or you can come up to Chad, Mark, or myself during a basketball game or the playoff football game this Saturday, and we'll get you that free Dairy Queen. So support Aiden, support Alex's lemonade stand, help fight childhood cancer. And again, tonight only is a match dollar for dollar from Northwestern Mutual. So we'll be sure to tweet that out here after the episode. I'll do that so you guys have it top of mind.
Yeah, make sure to take advantage of I'll put the QR code up on the screen one more time so everyone can see that. Oh, wrong one here. Sorry. Go ahead and pull out your phone, open up the camera, and then click on the link right at the bottom of that QR code, and that should show you what's happening.
And a special thanks to Dairy Queen, too, for providing those gift cards for the donation. So, yeah, scan that. Any donation, 5, 10, 20. Aiden's in first place right now across the whole country of these. They call them captains from Alex's lemonade stand. So let's keep him in the lead. SDSU, NDSU players right behind him.
And make sure you put your name in there, but don't just put Mark, right? Because we don't know, so put something, and then reach out to us if you don't want to put your entire name in there, just so that we know who you are, so we can give the correct person the gift card, because we don't want someone saying, I never got my gift card, when all you put in the name box was Jordan, and there's a lot of Jordans out there.
And that's a good point, Chad, too. Message either one of us three, message the Howling Podcast on Facebook, X, wherever. Like, we have a donation from Ray K. We're going to do some digging on who that donation was that put Dairy Queen. But yeah, if you don't feel comfortable putting your full name, no biggie. Just be sure to message us, reach out to us. We're kind of like Kevin Bacon. You know, we have the 3 degrees. So if you just ask somebody, chances are somebody's going to know, and then someone will know Chad or Mark. I'm still about the 6th or 7th degree away, but we will get you that Dairy Queen.
We're the guys holding up the flag at the games. So, you know,
and I'm the one behind everything in the pictures. I'm the Mike Wazowski of the show. Did we include pictures of that this episode?
We might.
Out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Before we do that, let's get to news and notes, Mark.
News and notes. Summit League Volleyball season awards were announced. Details come later in the show, and I might have something to say about that very later in the show. Cameron Ferris named Peak Performer of the Week for the 5th time. They should just call it the Cameron Ferris Award, in my humble opinion. Carson Fletcher named Missouri Valley Football Conference Newcomer of the Week after his 100-yard. I think he got just over 100 yards against Southern Illinois. As we mentioned briefly, I don't know if that was on air or off air, but Chad Berger had a great birthday this past week. So
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you and yours.
I would really like to get that updated to where you guys are participating.
No.
It's
and
perfect.
Once again,
perfect the way it is.
In that video, I am right off screen. Like, you can kind of see my shoulder dipping in. But Chad, it was, happy birthday. I thought it was a great week, and they got the dub. Birthday sweep.
No, that was fun, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Awesome birthday. Probably in the top 5. It was good. It was good.
Right on. On a whim, we applied for media passes to the Summit League volleyball tournament up in Brookings, and we were permission granted. We're media, so I know there's a hashtag that flies around now and again if you're in the political realm that says "Don't trust the media." In this case, maybe trust the media. We'll be up there.
We're looking to turn the tide there.
Yeah, I know. Chad, Jordan, are you going up tomorrow for the Monday match?
I can't with work. I'm not able to get up there tomorrow, but we'll be up there Tuesday for sure.
Yeah. We'll be represented on Monday. I know Chad's going. So
okay.
Media passes, Summit League Tournament, Howling Podcast. So I don't know.
Thank you to the Summit League. Special shout out. Thank you for granting that.
Yeah. And keep us in mind for the Summit League basketball tournament. And then, as we mentioned, we still have some Dairy Queen gift cards available. Make a donation to Aiden's lemonade stand there, and we'll hook you up.
Yeah, what a week. That was fun. News and notes. So you mentioned earlier the selection show, Mark. So obviously, selection shows are never fun to watch. They feel like a lot of times they can't put things on the screen the first 5 minutes or else everyone's just going to turn it off, right? So they try to, drag the thing out and blah, blah, blah. But eventually they ended up getting to the bracket. And what did we find out? Well, here was the bracket. Obviously, everyone knew North Dakota State was the number 1 overall seed, blah, blah, blah. And then you kind of work and look at the upper right hand of the bracket that's on the screen here. You can see that Montana ended up with the 3 seed, and then Mercer got the 6 seed, and then South Dakota got the 11 seed and will host Drake in the first round. And then you can also see another familiar team up there in the upper right hand at number 14. South Dakota State got that, and they'll host New Hampshire. So interesting. Felt like the Missouri Valley was pretty well represented here, with the selections. North Dakota State, Illinois State, North Dakota made it, Youngstown State's in there. So some good representation. Obviously, the league history has a little bit of weight, a little bit of pull in how things were picked.
Yeah, Missouri Valley got 6 teams in. I think the next highest conference was 3. So definitely, when people say Missouri Valley is the best conference in FCS, I think that Still rings true through today. And the interesting thing about the South Dakota State a game that was billed as a playoff game, essentially, win and you're in, lose and you're out. Well, it turned out not to be true. Both North Dakota and South Dakota State got in. So,
and I believe UND was not one of the last 4 in.
Correct.
Like, they had them.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of things. UC Davis being 8 was a little surprising. Tennessee Tech being punished. I think they were like 8th in the latest rankings of the FCS. But anyways, getting as low as 13th, I thought that was a little low for them. But I'll take 11. I know that there was some top 8 stuff, but honestly, I don't know if I would have wanted another bye week. I think these guys are ready to play. And I think it's a good draw against Drake. Obviously, no disrespect, but yeah, that time the road to Nashville runs through Montana on that right side. So, but one game at a time. I didn't watch the ESPNU. I watched the FCS Fans Nation guys. They did a tremendous job. But yeah, if the Missouri Valley gets out of that first round, they've got some tough second round matchups. It's going to be interesting to see how many of them make it through to the quarterfinals for sure.
Well, we're more concerned with just that game against Drake. Moving on to volleyball. Volleyball, we mentioned, played at home versus NDSU. Jennifer Lopez brought her squad into town, and the Yotes just dismantled them 3-0. And when we say 3-0, it wasn't even that close. It was 25-20, 25-16, 25-16. We were all there. Domination from start to finish, guys.
Yeah. There was all systems go. Let's get ready for the Summit League tournament. Let's not fool around here. So that's what they did.
Jordan, any comments?
No, domination. Good sweep on your birthday.
All right. Well, it says it was in front of 984. It felt fuller than that. It felt louder than that. I don't know. There was, yeah, quite a crowd there. As far as statistics go, Cameron Ferris did not get any kills in this one, but she did lead the team with 15 digs the other night. Avery Van Hook, we're going to read this. Her line, she hit 400. She had 14 digs, one behind Cameron on this one, and 32 set assists in a 3-set match.
Is that good?
That's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know how else to describe that. Amanda Lotion also hit 500 in this one, scoring 12.5 points. Ava Ball hit 478. The freshman, dominant, 13 kills in this one. And, you can kind of see some of the other numbers there. Friend of the show, Morgan Bodie, hit 500. Mark didn't highlight that one for some reason, but Morgan did a great job as well in this one. And then it's great to see Lauren Medic out there on the court, isn't it, guys?
For sure. Sure.
Yeah, she's got a little spring in her little bounce there, getting up. And she also had 7 digs from her position. And then Sierra Pokerel also had 8 digs in this one. So tremendous team win here. Everyone was doing their part, and Yotes dominated. So this locked up second place overall in the Summit League for the Yotes. And so as far as the tournament goes, the Yotes have the 2 seed. And so you can see that St. Thomas played Omaha this afternoon, and St. Thomas came out on top on that one. North Dakota State played Denver, and guys, I watched this right before we went on air. Denver was ahead 14-10 in the 5th set, and North Dakota State came back and won that one. So North Dakota State and St. Thomas advance. So the Tommies will play USD tomorrow at 3:00, Monday, November 24th, up in Brookings. Make sure to get up there, cheer on the Yotes, paint that gym red for that matchup at 3:00.
They'll need the fan support. They've won 3-1 and 3-0 to St. Thomas during the regular season, but most of those sets were pretty close. A few of them went extra points. So it's playoffs.
Yep. Be loud, be proud.
Yep. And then you can see the championship scheduled for Tuesday night at 6:00. Hopefully we're talking about that later as well. But got to win that one at 3:00, 3 p.m. tomorrow. So that's where we're at right now with the Summit League tournament. As far as the Summit League postseason awards go, the coaches and whoever else makes these decisions, we were not asked for our opinion on this, but they did make their selections for the Summit League season awards, and Cameron Ferris was the Defensive Player of the Year, as well as First Team All-Conference. Lauren Medic was also named to the conference First Team All-League. Ava Ball was named to the All-Freshman team for the Summit League. And then Avery Van Hook and Morgan Bodie and Amanda Lotion were all named to the second team for the Summit League.
Interesting.
Yeah. We're proud of all the Yotes on here. Honestly, going through the list, I'm like, well, we probably deserve to have more on there as well. I mean, there was so many Yotes that played tremendous. Audrey Nelson, I think, probably got omitted here. If you look at the second half of the season, she's playing as good a volleyball as anyone out there, and she wasn't even named to one of these teams. So Yotes have a really bright future with everyone that was either named to one of these teams or selected for one of the teams. And then congrats to the senior Cameron, first team all conference, defensive player of the year.
Back to back.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
Yep. No, congrats to all of them. I'll have something to say about that later.
All right. Well, should we move on over to basketball?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk some men's basketball first. Men's basketball played Thursday night down at Missouri, and the first half kind of hung with them for a little bit, but Coach Peterson told us beforehand this is going to be one of the most physical teams, and they were. Missouri was very physical. They were very good. They were very sharp shooters from the outside. And so down in Mizzou Arena on Thursday night in front of over 8,000 fans, the Yotes ended up on the short end, 102-68 in this one. This dropped the Yotes to 3-3 on the season, and we'll take a look at some of the individual stats. Jordan Crawford had a great first half, finished the game with 18 points. Isaac Bruns also had 14 points in this one, and Uzziah Bunton had 10 as well. Cameron Fens finished just below the double-digit mark, had 9 points. And overall, some things that we noticed here, the assist to turnover ratio in this game was not great. 9 assists, 17 turnovers. Additionally, if you look at the free throw shooting, 12 for 21, it felt like it was better earlier in the season. So not hitting the free throws, something to obviously work on. But overall, it was a tough one against a tough opponent. And so that's always a hard game to break down, isn't it, guys?
Yeah. I mentioned to you earlier today, Chad, I feel like the Yotes need to win one of these for just some fan excitement, to get people, excited about the men's basketball program again. But 1 through 5, 1 through 8 for Missouri, which is super, super athletic and tough. And I mean, they're good. Like, it's a tall task. You just kind of hope we would shoot better and maybe not turn the ball over so much. Like you say, we were in it in the first half, had a chance to get a stop there in the last possession of the first half to go down, walk in the locker room only down 9. So, for a half, we stayed with them. It kind of snowballed on us in the second half and turned into what it did.
I mean, they're down by 11 at halftime. That's the free throw discrepancy there, right? We shoot 4 or 5 of 8 from free throw. They're 16 of 20 in the first half. And then train went off the rails in the second half. I mean, Missouri shot 70% from the field in the second half, 19 of 27, USD 8 of 27. So you're right. Missouri was just so athletic, so big. Like we didn't have the size to match it. And just a lot of shooting ourselves in the foot on the offensive end with those turnovers. So I'd say the first 16 minutes were pretty good. And then just the rest just wasn't our night.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go in order chronologically here with how the week went. So the next game we're going to pull up is the Friday night women's game versus Valpo. This one, we mentioned we had Angie on the show a few minutes ago, but Friday night, 1,400 fans at the SCSC for this one, and USD jumped out big early. Look at that first quarter score, guys. 23-5. 23-5.
Yeah. Yotes are back.
Yeah. Yep. Final score on this one, Yotes win 85-44. Phenomenal. Defensively, huge game for the Yotes. Offensively, you can see some of the performances here. Patience Williams, Elise had 13 apiece, and then Angie and Molly Joyce each had 11 on the game. Rebounding wise, 2 Yotes in double digits. But look at that total rebound column down there. 62 rebounds in the game. Mark, I think you commented the other team had 44 points and we had 62 rebounds.
Right. Yeah. There's a clip out there when we had Coach Amy on the show, friend of the show, Coach Amy. Defense and rebounding. That's what this game was. Defense and rebounding. It was pretty impressive to watch. Valpo had 2 actually South Dakota kids on their team, one from Millbank and one from Winter. So there was a pretty strong contingent, relatively speaking, for Valpo fans in attendance. They didn't have very much to cheer about from the opening tip. So great performance. Our bigs, Patience and Elise, were dominant, and the game was never really in question.
Yeah, just a great win. That improved the Yotes to 6-0 on the season. So obviously, expecting good things from the women's basketball program. We mentioned earlier, if you haven't been to a game yet, if you haven't watched them play, you need to. It's a different brand of basketball than you have seen the past few seasons. So get out there and check out the Yotes and make sure you're paying attention to what's going on with the women's basketball program. Next up, today, the men hosted South Carolina State at the SCSC. And this one, what a game, Mark. I don't know how we can describe what happened here, but South Carolina State came into the game with an 0-5 record. The Yotes were heavily favored here. The Yotes were taking care of business, up by 9 at halftime. It was actually 9-0 to start the game. I mean, Yotes, did some good things in the first half. South Carolina State's not a bad team. They have some really good athletes on their team. But, they kept playing hard. At one point in the second half, the Yotes were up by 20 points. And I think there was about 13 minutes left or so.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, South Carolina State came back, and we're not sure exactly, that just a good team. They were playing hard, and I don't think the Yotes let up incredibly, but it was something where South Carolina State came back and actually took a lead with under a minute to go, and the Yotes had to make a basket to get the lead back and then get a big defensive stop there at the end, and they did to pull off the 82-81 victory.
Yeah, South Carolina State put on a press there kind of throughout the game, but they really intensified it there in the second half, and we didn't like that very much for whatever reason. Feels like we probably go against a press every day in practice, but like you say, Chad, like South Carolina State isn't terrible. They had some athletes and some players that they certainly didn't play like they were 0-5. So they played hard.
Looking at the post-game presser by PD, I'm not going to assume anything, but I have a feeling there was a little pep talk to the players after the game of the way that it kind of ended.
Well, I mean, it ended with the Yote victory, so that's the only thing that matters. The ugly wins are still wins, Jordan.
Still got to win by one.
Yep.
Same call.
That's all that matters. As far as, a couple things I wanted to point out on here, 1,200 fans showed up. I think we can do better, right, as a fan base than that. especially for, a Sunday game. There's, if I can make it, hopping out of church and boogieing down the interstate and making it there by 1 o'clock, scarf down a hot dog and do a sip at the tip, everyone else can too. All right. So let's get out and support the Yotes. I think there's plenty of opportunities for that, but the 1,200 people that were there were loud and into it at the end, just like, for the most part for those last few possessions. Another thing here, Tucson Greg, friend, he's a friendly guy, an awesome official. We really enjoy interacting with him the past couple seasons, but officials, okay, if you want to see how to interact with fans, pay attention to that guy, not the other two guys on this list. But Tucson, phenomenal job. It was fun talking with you today.
Brian McAnally, huh? Interesting.
I said not him. I said not him.
Shocker. Color me shocked. How many total fouls were called in this game?
Well, let's go ahead and we'll take a look at this.
36.
Yeah. Some individual statistics. Jordan Crawford finished the game with 25 points. Ice had 14. Cameron Fens was attacking the rim there early and often, and I think he had 4 dunks in this one as a part of his 13 points. Shea Eberwine also had 14 in this one. Some other things to take a look at rebounding wise. The Yotes did a relatively good job, ended up with 42. No one had double digits, but I think that's kind of generally how attributed to the Yotes style. Assist to turnover ratio is a little bit better in this one, 15 assists, 18 turnovers, but that press did cause a little bit of havoc there in the second half. And then one of the things I don't know if I've ever seen before, but Isaac Bruns missed 2 consecutive free throws on the trip to the line. And that's very unlike him, but yeah.
Probably will never happen again. It was almost like someone was yelling Jay Elson while he was shooting. It was, yeah, it won't happen again.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, impressive performance by the Yotes, and those are the type of games where when you get up by 20 and then the other team comes back, there's either you can fold it up or you can dig in. And I think the Yotes really showed that they can dig in at the end of this one to pull out the victory.
Yep. Gritty.
All right. Well, guys, up next, swim and dive. You mentioned the Yotes won. I'm not good at scores here, but those don't even look close.
I mean, we should have a swim and dive guest on and figure out how they score these things, just so we can understand if that was a blowout.
Coach, we need you back. Coach, come on back.
Coach Mahold, come on back. How did we not think of questioning that?
Yeah, based on the number of tweets they sent out, it felt like we were absolutely destroyed the competition in these meets, both men and women. So, yeah, congrats to swim and dive. It feels like they were on top of things here this weekend. So,
yeah, amazing results there. Women had 17-26. Next closest competitor 12-39. So that's almost 500 points ahead of them in whatever points mean. The men had 15-38. Next competitor 14-51. That's almost 100 points ahead of them. So, I mean, that seems pretty good to me. I'm not sure how scoring works, but we'll figure it out. We figured out tennis last year. Swim and dive is this year's thing, okay?
Right.
We'll get this figured out.
Hey, really random. This is extremely random because I know certain folks listen to this. This Let's Go Yotes, can we make that into a car decal? I'd love to put that on the car.
Oh, that'd be nice.
See at the bottom of the graphic there with the secondary logo? Yeah. It'll be a great decal. Anyways, back to regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah.
Well,
you love it when I insert that random crap. I just know it.
Next up, here's some of the results.
Holy smokes.
Just some of the results, and there's many, many more. Mark, you want to read any of these names?
No, I don't want to read any of these names. I decided to make a slide because I tried to like and retweet some of the initial tweets that were coming out while I was on social media, and Swim and Dive account was tweeting them out, of course. And it just became overwhelming. So then I decided, well, I'll just make a slide. I'll make the pictures really small. Well, I don't know how many pictures are on this slide, but there's a lot, and there's a lot more. lots of wins, lots of school records. We'll get into that here in a little bit, but just like we mentioned, overall, it just seems like Swim and Dive had a really amazing, fantastic week.
Yeah. Congrats, Swim and Dive. We did have Coach Mahold on a couple weeks ago. So, he wants to see the eye chart coming up here in January. So we're going to have to make that happen.
The girls asked me today if we were going to ever go to a swim competition, and I told them yes. So they're excited about it. So we'll be there.
Well, that brings us, Jordan, to our Dairy Queen Howling Podcast Athlete of the Week.
None other than Nick Round, sophomore out of West Des Moines, Iowa. Nick had just an unreal weekend. Day one, 50-meter freestyle win, which was a school record, 200 freestyle relay win, a 400-meter free relay win, and his 100-meter leg was a school record. That's just day one. Day two, 100-meter fly prelim, which was an exhibition. He broke the school record. 100-meter backstroke win, broke the school record. And then he was a part of a 200-meter medley relay win. That was day two. Day three, took it a little light. Only a 100-meter freestyle win, but his prelim time broke the school record. So if you want times, go Yotes.com, look up Swim and Dive. Great recaps. They table it out that shows names and times and all the relay teams. But Nick Rounds is our Howling Podcast Player of the Week, presented by DQ of Vermilion, Hartford, and Del Rapids. Congratulations, Nick. Well done.
Wow.
What I mean, I had to double check because I'm like, that's a lot, right? Am I putting too many things on there?
So, yeah, Mark and I were talking this afternoon, and we're like, well, is there any debate about because last week we had a tough time. We had to pick 3 athletes of the week last week, right? And I turned to Mark and I said, I don't think there's any doubt whatsoever. I'm pretty sure it's Nick. Like there's no one else had this great of a week. I mean, other people had great weeks, but not breaking that many school records and that many first place finishes and all that other stuff. So
no, congrats, Nick. That's
done.
Amazing. Really amazing.
Well, coming up this next week for the Yotes, we've got football versus Drake, noon Saturday. Get there, get your tickets, get it figured out, go tailgate if you want. Okay. It's Thanksgiving weekend. You deal with your family. Okay. Tell them, sorry, I got to go to the Yotes game on Saturday at noon, and then set those expectations early in the week. Don't get caught off guard with any of the holiday stuff. Volleyball, Monday, 3:00 versus St. Thomas in Brookings. Get there. Then hopefully Summit League Championship on Tuesday versus whoever wins that other matchup at 6:00 in Brookings. Get there if we make it. Okay. When we make it, we'll say that. Women's basketball Tuesday at home versus Arkansas Pine Bluff, 7 p.m. Get out, see Angie and the young ladies figure out this new style of basketball that we're seeing out there, the toughness, the rebounding, the physicality, the speed, everything that's going on with women's basketball. And then next week, they're going to be at the Arena Auditorium out in Wyoming, taking on a really tough Mountain West opponent. So that'll be a good one to check out. The Mountain West Network is available for free still. So if you want to watch that one, you can download the Mountain West Network and right on your phone. I've got the app on my phone, and then you can watch it during the third and fourth quarter when the Yotes are just dominating Drake at the football game. So men's basketball will play in Rapid City versus Air Force on Saturday at 3 p.m. And so lots of different stuff going on this holiday weekend. I wish we could figure it out where we could, be at all of those, but I think the logistics don't really work out on Saturday. But Coach Peterson's going to take the squad out to Rapid City. Huge basketball fans out there in Rapid, and so hopefully they get a big crowd and are able to, get a win over Air Force.
If you're listening and watching and you are West River or family friends that are West River, get out to go watch the Yotes at the Monument. I believe it's been 12 years since they've been out there. I've seen some folks complain about the lack of this school going out there to play basketball. This is your time to shine, right? It's like when we go to play the Pentagon here, we got to show up and show out to these games against Air Force. I'm sure it'll be a great crowd regardless, but if you're a USD alum, make that a part of your Thanksgiving weekend plans to head out to the monument, watch this game.
And then it's Thanksgiving. So everyone have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the turkey, the family, all the football, everything else that you do. However you celebrate that holiday. I know it's always an interesting time of year. Send all the college kids home. But hopefully people are still sticking around and supporting the Yotes, especially with the football home game on Saturday. Any final comments on that, guys? All right. Well, here's some pictures. Mark, you want to lead us through some of the pictures?
Yeah. So this afternoon, Chad and I were at the basketball game, men's basketball game. Got a picture with Jay Elson, and Sean Moore. Yep. Travis Johansson, friend of the show, Coach Travis Johansson, football team.
You gave him the Jordan Decker treatment to where he looks like he's 5'2" in the pictures.
The greatest PA announcer in the world, Thomas Jones, lower left there. And then Caitlin and Chad were holding up the Gator flag after the game behind the Midco cameras, and I walked away onto the court and snapped that photo there in the lower right. And upper right, Jordan can probably tell us more about what that's about.
Yeah, PD, sorry I couldn't be there today. Early Christmas gift for the boys was Disney on Ice at the Denny Premier Center this afternoon. So that's where I was at, soaking up the $20 popcorn. It was great. No, the boys had a blast. Upper middle is Chad's birthday from the NDSU volleyball game, the last volleyball match of the season. Got to bring the wife and kiddos down. They had an absolute blast, got some autographs. In typical fashion of toddlers and stuff, that autograph volleyball is somewhere in the house. It's already lost before a whole week, so we'll find it.
That's
great week.
Don't give your kids nice things, Jordan.
No.
And these two, this is the Valpo game. My kid's favorite player, Naomi and Caitlin's favorite player, is Patience Williams, mostly because of the hair, and number two, because she's really awesome at basketball. So Devin Amy was standing outside the locker room, and we were kind of waiting for her to come out, and we didn't know if she was going to come out. And I finally just asked Coach Devin, like, where's Patience? We need her. So we went back there, and she's gracious enough to snap a photo with us, and really appreciate that. I know the girls really appreciate it, and they're on the right is us just hanging out before they got engrossed in their phones and tablets. So no, good time.
What a fun week. Yeah, what a fun week, guys. I can't believe people don't go to games. Like, we talked about this earlier. Like, have you ever gone to a game and not had a good time? I mean, I don't know.
You have to try not to have fun, right? You have to try.
I mean, we had one of the officials bantering with us during the game today. I mean, this is phenomenal. I don't know. All right. Well, and now.
And that's just what they wanted to do there. And all things considered, again, you see the iChart cardboard cutout. How appropriate.
Through the review, the iChart made its way to the video board. It really injected some energy.
Our own Mark Wendt is famous for holding up that iChart at men's and women's basketball games when officials make questionable calls. We go ahead and give our iChart of the week moments for those moments that were either questionable calls during games or in life. And so before we move on, we did have results from last week. And last week's nominees, the winner was, with over 11,000 votes, Veterans Day Off for Vets. Sac State officials were second, and college basketball officials were third. So that means that I won. I'm going to choose to go last. So I'm going to give Jordan, you are going to go first for your eye chart of the week.
Okay, Chad was giving me crap about this before we went on tonight, looking for other fan base votes. But my eye chart goes to the one ref at the UND SDSU football game who kind of got in the way between SDSU's football player Quentin Christensen. I believe he's a senior, potentially the last game at the time. Didn't know how the result was going to end up, but potentially his last game. And he got in the middle between a UND player and an official happened to be standing there. And there was some light contact, mostly between the players. But he barely touched the official's arm because he was pointing, and the official decided to make it all about himself and threw a flag for, unsportsmanlike, whatever, and touching an official. So that Christensen kid was ejected from the game, potentially for the last time of his college career, which we obviously know isn't true because State made the playoffs now. But it was the way the ref threw the flag, kind of like the Minneapolis Miracle, where the ref was just like, this is about me. There's a penalty for you. So my eye chart goes to the, I don't even know how we're going to put that in the tweet, but the ref at the UND SDSU game.
Atrocious call. Atrocious.
Very bad.
Yeah.
I thought it looked fair but firm. Mark, you're up next.
Well, this is a new thing, like that the winner gets to decide whether you go first or last. It's always been first. So that's very
interesting. A democracy, it's a dictatorship.
Right, exactly. So
I run the show, guys. I can do whatever I want.
My eye chart of the week goes to Chad Berger. No, my eye chart of the week is actually going to go to whoever's voting for the Summit League end of season awards. Avery Van Hook was named second team All Summit. She is one of 3 players in the entire country, Division I, with 100 kills, 1,000 assists, and 300 digs. One of 3. The other 2 are not in the Summit League. Yet somehow Avery's second team. I don't understand how that works. And I'm sure the gal that won Setter of the Year and is first team setter is a fantastic player. But if you put setters in the Summit League in a pool and we're going to play fantasy volleyball, Avery Van Hook is my number 1 pick. Hands down. All day, every day. Not only that, she has 45 blocks on the year, and she sucks at setting by her own, or serving. She sucks at serving by her own admission, and she has 16 service aces on the year. So Avery Van Hook is first team Summit League player in volleyball, period. And people that decided that wasn't the case get my eye chart of the week, period.
How dare you defend your team and a player on the Yotes?
And another thing, Paul E. Saylor from Brookings, South Dakota, or that's where your team is. Sorry, you can hate this. I don't care. Avery Van Hook, setter of the year.
Doesn't tweet a lot of smart stuff. Yeah.
Clip it.
Agreed. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, guys, mine's kind of an evergreen eye chart here, but I pointed out some of the attendance figures at some of the games this week, but people not going to games. Tuesday night was my birthday. I could have chosen to spend it, at home doing whatever, but no, I was like, there's a Yote volleyball game. And so I went and I had a blast. It was amazing. The whole Yote family, the Yote environment is spectacular. And people that choose to stay home and watch these things on TV instead of going to games, you're missing out. Okay. The Yote experience, the fan experience is first class. This is a top-notch environment. It's the facilities are great. The staff's great. The environment's great. You need to get out and go to games. That's people that don't go to games get my eye chart of the week. That's all I got to say about that.
Amen.
It's a good one.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and post these out there. I don't know if we had any fan nominees out there, but if you do have nominees, as always, go ahead and hit us up and we'll see if we can show those. But hopefully, you agree with our eye charts of the week, whether you agree, disagree, go out and vote. Okay. We need more than 11,800 votes again this week so that we can keep this rolling. But also we want to mention on this show, if you or anyone needs help for whatever reason, call 988, call, text, chat, suicide and crisis lifeline. No judgment, just help. Reach out. They'll help you out. They'll help you find the people that will give you the assistance that you need. Make sure they're there for you. And that's pretty much all we got to say about that. Take advantage of that if you need that service.
Yeah.
All right. Special thanks to our title sponsor, 19 Brewing Company, Main Street, Vermilion. Make sure to go in, tell them the Howling Podcast sent you. Try some of those egg rolls. Those are phenomenal if you're able to get there. The pizzas are really good as well. All the things they have on tap there. I always go in and I'm like, I'm going to try something new. And then I always end up going back to the old legacy, but the Coyote legacy. But, it's something where there's so many different things to do there. They've got games. They've got a little lounge area over in the corner. Get out and support 19 Brewing Company.
Yep. Great spot.
All right. And also thank you to our sponsor, DQ, Dairy Queen, supporting our quest to help Aiden here, as well as promoting our player of the week. So thanks to DQ and everything that you do. Make sure to get out and try some of those holiday treats this winter.
Can't go wrong with chicken shrimp basket.
Yeah, that's always good too.
That's my go-to. Yep.
I like to dip the chicken strips in the holiday eggnog shake.
I might go with the fries. I don't know if the chicken strips, but yeah.
It's the best weird combo I've done since I learned you could dip cheese curds into caramel sauce. It's amazing. Try it. We need to go.
Okay. All right. As always, the Howling Podcast is produced by the Wakanda Peach Company, LLC of Burbank, South Dakota. Sure, we messed lots of stuff up, but
I know I did.
Yeah. For Angie Robles, she was awesome. For Jordan Decker and Mark Wendt, I'm Chad Berger. Until next time, go Yotes.
Nice hat, Chad. Nice hat, Chad.
Good night, Vermilion.
Let's go! 3 idiots on a podcast. Like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Runza sucks.
We don't know if any of that's true, but Bill. Oh, Jordan, don't give me this technically crap. Come on.
Got personal this week.
Lots of stuff happened.
Chad Berger, Brian Dawson with USB.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You guys do it in a really professional manner, and it's awesome.